Halato and good day to everyone live this morning. I'll try to get a show off every morning if I can, depending upon the day's activities and all the research that's to go into almost every show that I do. We thank you for going to I Am Indigenous, www.iamindigenous.org, and supporting all the programs that we have over there. But today I want to talk to you about D-Day, America's little secret, and what are they hiding and why? First of all, does everybody know if there was any quote unquote African Americans? Back then they were called Negroes, and which was synonymous of being original indigenous beings of North America. Were there any Negroes, black people, African Americans in D-Day? The answer is yes. They participated. African Americans, Negroes, the original indigenous beings had over 2,000 people that participated on that day dying on the beach of France. So all across France, they had black troops landing over there. They had nearly 2,000 African American troops on D-Day. That was June 6, 1944. And thank you. And nobody's talking about this. And the weeks to follow, thousands more original indigenous beings, what they called Negroes then, came into France to also fight the war. That's a story for another day. And I really want to do this because I wanted everyone to know that we, people who look like me, participated in D-Day and died on those beaches. And they fought a very good war, and they need to be honored. And this is the reason why INTA is around, because we are honoring our people. We're honoring the people that the United States government does not want to. It's really, really disgusting to know that there are you got the movies The Longest Day, right? The John Wayne movies, all those World War II movies. You have even recently Private Ryan. There were no black people in there, right? No original indigenous beings whatsoever in those movies, or a good representation of us. And any of these news clips that you actually find, even in the black and whites, they don't even show the so-called Negro marching onto the beach. But I'm here to tell you today that there were an array of battalions and troops that took place, and one of them was the 32nd, 75th Quartermaster Service Company. Hurrah! And we want to really want to give salutes to them. We had the Bloomer Rich outfit. We want to raise them up and say hurrah to them as well. We had the Death Trump Company. We also had Service Company, and we had the Fort Battalion that was actually fighting there and trying to rid the world of one of the most evil men that has been claimed by the United States and the Allied people. But victory for all wars always include us. And I thank you, Chad, for saying that, because a lot of this stuff is based completely in fantasy. So we are taking this day to make sure that we are honoring our forefathers that not only fought in World War II, but also that fought in the wars that were here before 1492 and during that whole entire span when they were over here trying to take our country. But I just wanted to say here on D-Day, salute to all of our people who had actually, and the recent wars as well, that's right, who have actually had, people who actually took place and made store, that's right, Afghanistan, all the wars that we fought in and controlled. It was because of us, the backbone of us dying, that the United States is as strong as they are today. And let me tell you one more other thing about this war. When the so-called Negro troops were in France, and the reason why they went in France is because the front lines were getting shredded by the Germans, and they needed somebody to come in there to help back up those lines and to fill those lines. Not only did the so-called Negro fill those lines, but they did it to such an extent as to where they actually beat back the Germans, and the Negroes were one of the ones that were first in these concentration camps over there in Germany. And what the American administration had to tell the French people was, be careful how you treat these Negroes, because they have to come back to America. You can't treat them with too much respect. So for all of you brothers that are out there fighting in all these wars, trying to do the right thing, I salute you. I salute you. And I know that a lot of people say, well, they're wrong for fighting in the wars and it's like this brainwashing, this, that, and the other thing. But we need to understand that in our culture, our background, we are the strongest military people on earth. And that's right. They tried to make Churchill a hero. That is absolutely right. Right. If it wasn't for us, I don't believe they would have won that war, from all the history that I've been reading. If it wasn't for us, I don't believe they're trying to make it seem as though we didn't even participate in those wars. So I just wanted the world to know, everybody in the world to know, about the Quartermaster Service Company, the Bloomer Rich Outfit, Death Trump Company, Service Company, and the Fort Battalion, and even more. And even more that participated. And there were thousands upon thousands of people that died on that day. Over 10,000 people on that day died, and we participated in it. I even heard a report that one company fought so well that not even one person died, but other companies, they are watching them taking the fields of littered so-called Negro bodies off, and they didn't even know where they were taking them until years later, and they were buried in I believe they were buried over there, Omaha Beach. So over there in our military and those military places, history has proven, with the death of those bodies and the bodies that are buried and all of those military cemeteries, our people are there. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Have a great day. And for the world, remember, I just want to read this one more thing. It says, in the Nazi Germany, officers who were POWs were able to eat better than the African troops. That is a hell of a troop. It disturbs my heart, and this is the reason why the indigenous nations of North America is rising up, because us as a collective need to really get out of the system. It's really disgusting, a lot of the things that happen to us as black people, and how they still today are shooting us dead in the streets and not giving us any kind of respect whatsoever. And it's just really heartfelt, and it's hard. It's really hard to know that still today they are trying to hide up all this information. Let's give them no quarter in terms of what they're doing to us, and make sure that our history is known. I gotta go, guys. Peace. Have a great day. Love you all. Click, subscribe, join, and please support Dark Matter Radio, and then in every way that you can. Go to our Patreon pages as well. We need to stop using that political term black. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. And also, you heard the term of friendly fire. And, God only knows how much friendly fire we had in terms of us being killed on the battlefield as well. I know up here in the oil sands, somebody told me, I'm getting kind of personal, but somebody told me I had to be careful because, really strange things can happen to people when they're out there working. So when you're fighting all these wars and stuff like that, and you're a person of original descent, a copper-colored person, a bronze race being, quote-unquote black. We don't want to use that word anymore because that is really a horrible word. You're in danger not only from the enemy, but from the very people that you're fighting with. So be careful out there in the trenches. Love you. Peace. Take care, guys. Be safe out there.